What's up, guys and gals? Your host with the most, Griever, as always, bringing you guys the latest chapter review for Miscellaneous. Chapter 24, entitled Bodyguards Part 2. Happy Easter, everyone, because I know that this review is very late, and it's going to be out right around the time of Easter. It's probably going to be around Saturday or Sunday here. So, fact of the matter is that this chapter is sort of meh. Can we all say that? Even Ban himself at the end of the chapter basically says, I just wanted to get this chapter out. This is not the type of writing. I just needed to get this chapter out and then move on. And this is going to be a critique. I'm going to critique this chapter because I can't really praise it for very much, unfortunately. The art is solid. Everything's fine. The last couple of panels with the whole crazy person sort of reminding me very much. I'm just on the part of JoJo's Part 4. I've never read JoJo's before, and I'm on Part 4. And I will say one thing is that I've heard about this dude who has the spoiler alert for JoJo's Part 4, who has the hand, the hand, and he talks to it like it's a person and stuff. And he chopped off his dead victims, his female hand, and blah, blah, blah. And he treats it like they're going on dates and stuff because he's fucking insane, serial killer insanity. So I got very heavy vibes in this ending part of the chapter from that, and that's not a bad thing, but because it's very creepy, it's unsettling. It's unsettling, isn't it? So I definitely like the unsettling aspect of him talking to a decapitated head and all this stuff. Flies are buzzing around it. It's not even preserved very well by the looks of it. It's almost like he was Hannibal Lecter gonna have dinner, and this was the pork roast on the table. It's very, very, very disturbing in that regard. Having tea time with a friggin' decapitated head. So definitely some good implications in this chapter. However, as was pointed out in Miss Content Stream, definitely go check that out because he did a reaction way earlier than I'm going to get to this. But the thing is that they sort of jump between. We're setting up a couple of plot points out, but not enough really to warrant this to be its whole other chapter. In all honesty, this could have been tacked on pretty much at the end of the last chapter. This could almost be a 0.5 chapter in that regard because, yes, do we get the plot point of Miss checking in with Koji and Marsh, and Koji and Marsh is so bored doing paperwork and stuff like that, so Koji recommends, why don't we, hey, you want to do something exciting? We'll go on a D-grade mission, blah, 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 just you and me, sort of, and then he's like, kawaii? Sort of about that sort of idea. So there's a plot point that is definitely taken into consideration, but the rest of it is just another slice of life chapter with Neo, following Neo and our pop idol. So and Tokyo gets completely. She's called Jungle Girl. She gets completely off the rails. Ironically, because I didn't have a chance yet to fully check out all of Brown Dio's reviews yet. Brown Dio started a YouTube channel from Miss Discord there, and he's been on a couple of my streams. I think he was on the One Piece stream when the big chapter dropped. That was a big 4 hour. I was overtired as shit, and I invited a bunch of people on VC. I'm pretty sure he was there. He's been on one or two of mine. He's been on Miscs before, I believe, and anyway, he has a YouTube channel, and he's been reviewing this, and I will say right now that apparently he has a hate boner for Tokyo, and that I find that absolutely hilarious because realistically, I got no issue with Tokyo. There's no real issue with her. Yeah, she hasn't done much, but by that logic, neither has any of the characters. Koji got his ass kicked a couple of times. Misk is clearly been stronger than every opponent he's faced thus far. Neo hasn't had to try yet, so I mean, realistically speaking, the only ones with actual that have been in battles that they've been in over their heads and blah, 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 is Koji and Marsh. That's it. And they had to fight Fuse and Clover. That's literally the only time that any stakes were in the fighting. So I don't get the attitude of hating Tokyo so much, like Tokyo's so trash, blah, blah, blah. I think Tokyo has a better kill count than everybody else because he or she beat up the two people trying to take over the guild hall by herself, off screen, just beat the shit out of them, So I'm not sure. She's got a bit of a bad attitude, yeah, but so does the pop idol, to be fair. They both have that very bitchy, very, I don't know, it's all about me, the entitlement attitude. They both have that, so I don't get why there's such a hate on for Tokyo. It's Tokyo's fine to me. I don't hate Tokyo's character or love Tokyo's character. She's just another member of the guild sort of idea, right? So as I said, Koji decides they'll go on a D-grade mission, and Marsh is all excited about that, so Koji and stuff. And I will say that Band has been drawing a Marsh's ponytail, the braided ponytail, far better in subsequent chapters. And this chapter particularly did make sense to make it look more like hair rather than trying to do the scrunchy ball look, but it didn't really come across very well in earlier chapters. Now does seem to carry a little better. It seems more obvious, at least, it doesn't look like spaghetti and meatballs in the hair. So so we have another slice of life chapter, which once again, this is the part that could have been tacked on at the very end, or just expanded upon in the last chapter. 3 or 4 more pages in the last chapter would have covered this chapter. So I'm in full agreement about that, because it's just another slice of life with the Pop Idol and Neo and them going on basically like dates sort of idea, going to the arcade, doing stuff, watching movies, winning prizes at a fair, at a festival, basically doing all the shit all at once sort of idea, right? And then at the very end part of the chapter is the big thing, right? We meet this person. I don't think he's one of the shadowy figures. It could be V potentially, if you guys remember who V is. I'm not sure exactly who this is supposed to be. I don't think it's a member of the shadowy figures that we saw with the Pop Idol and stuff. It might be, but none of the characters seem to exhibit from the shadowy figures. None of them seem to have the glasses or the hairstyle exactly. So I'm kind of curious here. Either way, this guy is a bit of a psychopath. He's having a cup of tea. I like the transition between Neo saying they should go for a spot of tea, and then going over to the fact that they're having a cup of tea in silhouette, and all of a sudden it's revealed that it's this psychopath with some Morpheus sort of glasses, the tiny glasses on the nose sort of idea, and doing the whole talking to the dead, the decapitated head, like, oh, I can never have a civil conversation with you, blah, blah, blah. As I said, very reminded me of JoJo's and a couple other things and stuff, but definitely very, very dark, twisted sensibility right now. So we're definitely getting into some not PG, not G-rated characters, for some villains, so our antagonists. So definitely very interesting there. The next chapter is supposed to come out May 3rd. And just a quick note from Band, as I said, so you guys don't think I'm like being too harsh on him. As I said, the art was pretty standard for what he's shown us so far. As I said, he improved with the Marsh's ponytail braid. But outside of that, nothing too crazy to write home about. As I said, the chapter could have been basically condensed. In fact, the .5 chapter he released about the 2 guys, that ran into Koji in the alleyway that were murdering people, that would have been better for a full frontal chapter than this. This could have been a .5 chapter pretty much. You put the Koji stuff at the very beginning, because that's realistically, you put the end stuff and the Koji and Marsh going on a mission. Everything else was sort of irrelevant. It's basically what happened last chapter, just again, Neo going out on dates with the Pop Idol. So it didn't really do much for the story. I don't think it was necessary from that regard. And Band himself even says, not gonna lie, I half-assed this chapter. I really didn't care for it, but the story starts to pick up a bit from this point on, which once again, I find very interesting. And this is my critique of Band. If he didn't really care for drawing this part, it was unnecessary from the story to begin with. Why did he feel the need to draw it? He could have taken, as I said, the last part and Koji and Marsh going on a mission and just included them in whatever he's going to draw next chapter. So I'm unsure where his thought process was on this one. So I'm really going to try my best to make it look really nice. He says, I'll try. I'm also taking a slightly longer break than normal. Want to practice a little before drawing chapter 25. Bye-bye for now. As I said, I like his art so far. His art's definitely improved since the first, 5 chapters were released. I think his art has definitely improved, and I like the style. Some panels could, of course, be better and blah, blah, blah. But he's working on drawing backgrounds and blah, blah, blah. And I've so far enjoyed the series, but this chapter was not hitting. That's why it took me so long to review it. It's Thursday. It's Thursday evening. The light's already going away. It's Thursday evening for me. By the time this thing comes out, as I said, because I got other things that I'm behind on, I'm waiting for the Jujutsu Kaisen chapter to drop. I don't know if I'll get to that today or tomorrow or whatever. And just stuff like that. And the rest of the week was kind of busy, And as I said, I read the chapter on Tuesday, but I was sort of like, meh, about the chapter overall. So hopefully chapter 25 brings me back to a little more excitement in the Miscellaneous. Every series, One Piece is no exception. The big names of Bleach, Naruto, Dragon Ball Z, they had chapters that just weren't hitting. Not even 10 out of 10 series, some chapters are not 10 out of 10. Just the way it is. So a bit of a misstep by Band here, I believe, but chapter 25, he's taking an extended break. We aren't getting a new chapter until May, but in May, I think we're going to see a vast improvement over this chapter. I think we're going to see some action, a few cool things happening, some story development, just more. We're just going to see more of the better stuff that we care about. So anyways, that's my review, ladies and gentlemen. Like, comment, and subscribe. As all, don't forget the fourth and most important thing is to drink, but responsibly, as I always do. And we will see you beautiful people back here again for chapter 25 on May 3rd of Miscellaneous. Hope to see you all there. Have a good one, everyone. And since this will probably be out on the weekend, Happy Easter to all those who celebrate it. Hope you enjoy a good ham dinner. All right. Peace out, everybody. Bye-bye.